The timeless marvel of the Brooklyn Bridge. Hello, curious minds. Welcome to Amalam Channel, the place where curiosities come to life, so get ready to be amazed. Today, we're diving into one of the most iconic structures in the world, the Brooklyn Bridge. This bridge is not just a way to get from Brooklyn to Manhattan, it's a masterpiece of engineering, a piece of history, and full of secrets that might surprise you. Let's start with a simple question. Have you ever wondered how this bridge came to life? Well, buckle up because we're going back in time to the 1800s. In 1869, construction of the Brooklyn Bridge began. At the time, the idea of a bridge connecting the two boroughs was met with skepticism and fear. You see, building bridges across waterways wasn't exactly new, but a bridge that could support carriages, pedestrians, and even trains, all while stretching over 1,800 feet in the air, well, that was something entirely different. But the visionary behind the project, John A. Roebling, was determined. This was no ordinary engineer. Roebling was obsessed with building a suspension bridge that could stand the test of time, and the Brooklyn Bridge would be his greatest achievement. Unfortunately, Roebling never saw the bridge completed. Tragically, he died during the early stages of construction, but not before he passed his vision on to his son, Washington Roebling, who took over the project. But let's pause for a moment. Can you imagine being handed the reins of a groundbreaking project after your father dies, especially in the 1800s when medical knowledge wasn't what it is today? It gets even crazier because Washington Roebling wasn't exactly in good health either. After falling ill with decompression sickness, he had to direct the entire construction from his bed, often through his wife, Emily. Talk about family dedication. Now, the Brooklyn Bridge wasn't just an architectural marvel, it also pushed the limits of engineering at the time. This bridge was the first to use steel cables. And you know what's wild? These very cables, were so revolutionary that they actually changed the way bridges would be built forever. But here's the kicker. The Brooklyn Bridge wasn't just the tallest bridge in the world when it was completed in 1883. It was also the longest suspension bridge in the world at the time. It made history by connecting two major boroughs, but it also changed the game for transportation and construction everywhere. So how did they actually build it? Well, there's this thing called a caisson. It's like an underwater box, and they use these to dig deep into the riverbed. Sounds easy, right? Wrong. The workers, many of whom were immigrants, had to go deep underwater, risking their health, and many of them got sick from what we now know as the bends. It's crazy to think that building something so beautiful came at such a human cost. But despite these challenges, after 14 years, the Brooklyn Bridge was finally completed and opened to the public. The very first people to cross it, a parade of 1,800 people who walked across before any vehicles could use it. The excitement was real. Today, the Brooklyn Bridge still stands strong, carrying vehicles, bicycles, and pedestrians over the East River. It's not just a bridge, it's a symbol of perseverance, innovation, and the spirit of New York City. Now, let's talk about some curious facts you may not know about the Brooklyn Bridge. Did you know that the bridge's total length is 5,989 feet? That's over a mile long. And the towers, standing 276 feet above the water, were the tallest structures in New York City until the early 20th century. Here's another fun fact. The Brooklyn Bridge was the first bridge to be lit with electricity. When it was lit up for the first time in 1883, it was a huge deal. Imagine how electrifying, pun intended, it must have been to see a bridge glowing at night in the heart of the city. And get this, there's a hidden room inside one of the towers, which used to be a sort of safe house for bridge operators and maintenance workers. It's one of the coolest parts of the bridge that many people don't know about. But here's a spooky fact. People say that the Brooklyn Bridge is haunted. Legend has it that during its construction, workers were lost in accidents, and their spirits never really left. Some people have reported hearing strange noises or even seeing ghostly figures near the bridge at night. Spooky or not, the Brooklyn Bridge continues to be a New York landmark that's loved by millions. It's the perfect place for a walk, a bike ride, or just to take in the breathtaking views of the city. If you like curious facts as much as we do, please consider giving us a like, subscribing, and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. We love exploring fascinating history and hidden secrets, and we'd love for you to be a part of our curious community. Before we wrap up, Let's talk about one last fun fact. Did you know that the Brooklyn Bridge is often featured in films and TV shows? From Spider-Man to the Avengers, this iconic structure has made its way onto the big screen, adding even more to its legendary status. And let's not forget the bridge's role in the famous annual New York City event, the Brooklyn Bridge Walk for Charity, where thousands come together to raise money for various causes. The bridge has become a symbol of unity and strength, just like the city itself. As the sun sets over the East River, we are reminded that the Brooklyn Bridge isn't just a way to get from one place to another. It's a timeless symbol of what we can accomplish when we push the boundaries of what's possible. Let us know in the comments section what you like the most about the Brooklyn Bridge. And don't forget to share this video with other curious minds so we can grow our community, where curiosities come to life. See you soon.